we're going to talk about phases, types, and categories. At this point, people see these selections and they tend to get what I call click happy. But before you do that, just take a moment. I'm going to run through what all of this means for you as far as finding projects that are out to bid. If we're thinking logically about it, we're trying to find projects with Division 9 in the table of contents. Table of contents in a spec book. The only time a spec book is available for searching on our website is when the project is actively out to bid. So again, planning projects, we'll talk about those more later. Those are projects that are in the design phase, so there aren't plans and specs to search through. After the project bids, apparent lows and contract awards, we pull the bidding documents offline. So again, searching for projects with Division 9 and leaving it at bidding is going to find you what you need to find for projects that are currently out to bid. Over here we've got types and categories. I like to use the example of the roofing company. So right now up at the top I know we're searching for Division 9. However, let's say a roofing company was setting up a search and they get excited, they see roofing and re-roofing. So they think they're going to see all the projects coming into the exchange that have to do with roofing and re-roofing. However, I want to point out that my coworkers, the reporters here at the Builders Exchange, are allowed to choose one type and one category for each project, the most logical. So if a project is an addition or an addition remodeling or a new construction of, say, Irondale High School, all of these situations are going to include a roof. And those are the categories that my coworkers are going to use. But if the roofing contractor only selects roofing and re-roofing, they will miss out on those projects. So that right there is one of the reasons that I tell people when they're first setting up a search to leave the phases, types, and categories as they're first set up defaulted for a reason. So don't make any selections in the types. It's going to include everything. Same thing with the categories. In my opinion, is it really going to matter to the painting contractor if the project is educational or a senior assisted living project? Most likely not. They're going to want to know that that search has their Division 9 in the table of contents. Okay. Scrolling down, members have the option, if they want to, search for projects and narrow their search based on criteria of location. If you don't make any selections here, it's going to include the entire 5-state area that we cover here at the Builders Exchange. So when I click on the state of Minnesota, I get a map of the United States. I mentioned that we cover the 5-state area. You cover Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. All of that's included with the membership here at the Builders Exchange. So I'm going to click on the state of Minnesota. Let's say this painting contractor can cover anywhere in the state of Minnesota, can travel anywhere, do any project there. Select all, back to my U.S. map. Maybe the same thing applies with Wisconsin. I select all and go back to the map. What's interesting about the website, let's say this contractor can only go a certain many miles into Iowa as far as traveling goes. So they're going to go through and select the counties based on the locations that they do want to travel to. And you'll notice when we hover over these counties, it tells us what these counties are. So let's say they only want to work as far as northern Iowa, they can make that selection there. So once that selection's been made, go back to the map again. You'll see these 3 states that I've selected, and then I go back and close. So I've now narrowed my search down by location.